So if I've discovered anything in life, it's that if I'm becoming frustrated with trying to figure something out, someone else has probably become frustrated and trying to figure that same thing out. So I'm going to make a video here because when I went to looking for a new string trimmer from Echo, I kept finding conflicting information about the weight of these Powerhead units. I've seen multiple videos and multiple threads online that describe the weight differences. Mostly it's just people saying that the PAS 2620 is heavier than the PAS 225. Okay, but by how much? Some people say a pound, some people say a pound and a half, some people say a couple pounds. But there's nothing real specific about it ever mentioned in any of the videos or any of the literature that I read. And when I go to Echo, specifically to their website, they do not list under the specifications the weights of these two units. Okay, they may list this one, but the problem is it comes with its respective trimmer attachment. So, they're taking into account the entire weight of the unit. And so I downloaded the manuals even for both of these separate units. And the PAS 2620, they said was 4.5 kilograms or 9.9 pounds. And the PAS 225, if you download the owner's manual, it says it is 4.25 kilograms or 9.4 pounds. Now that's not a lot of weight difference. So that caught me off guard that it is in their owner's manual literature that way. I thought that can't be right if everybody online is saying how much heavier this one is, because that's almost, imperceivably different. There's no difference there really to make any qualms about. So, yeah. So I thought, okay, well, I'm gonna have to buy both of these, and I'm gonna weigh them, and I'm gonna feel them for myself to figure this out. And so that's what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna weigh both of these two dry, which is the weights that are listed, in the manuals, or dry weight. They have never had fuel put in them. They've never been cranked by me, okay? And then what I'll do is I'll put on the different trimmer heads onto each one and weigh the units as a whole. Now, granted, this trimmer head is the torque, the 2-to-1 torque trimmer head, and then this one is the one that comes with the 225, which is the power feed, speedy reel, whatever they call that head on that thing. And then I'm going to weigh my old trimmer just as a comparison. I've had this thing for 20 years or something, since like 2002, and it's been a workhorse. And I'm just wanting to get into this PAS system so that I can get different attachments going and only have one motor to have to maintain. So anyways, there'll be some edits in the cuts in the video here as I hang these on my fishing weight, and we'll see, we'll see what these weigh in at. Okay, and we're back. We've got the PAS 2620 hanging on the scale, and it's weighing in at 10 pounds, 3 ounces, and that is just the Powerhead unit without the trimmer line. 10 pounds, 3 ounces for the PAS 2620. Okay, now we've got the PAS 225 hanging on the fishing scale, and come up here and take a look. Gotta be easy not to mess with things. Yep, so it's 9 pounds, 1 ounce, or 0 ounces. It kind of seems to want to flirt between the two. So yeah, the PAS 225, 9 pounds, maybe 1 ounce. Yeah, 9 pounds and maybe 1 ounce. All right. Okay, we're back with the PAS 2620 now hanging on the scale, and it is and it has the power torque trimmer attachment attached to it now, and it weighs 13 pounds, 8 ounces. Okay, we've got the Echo PAS 225 with the trimmer attachment on it, the one that it comes with, and it is weighing in right at 12 pounds. Okay. And lastly, just for comparison's sakes, my old SRM 210, which is over 20 years old. It is empty with no fuel in it, and it weighs 11 pounds, 5 ounces. And granted, you know, it's probably got a lot of crud and oil and stuff all over it, but you know, that's pretty close for comparison's sakes. Okay, so there it is. Now we've got them all weighed. You know, it's yeah, it's somewhere around 1 pound, 2, maybe 3 ounces of difference in the power head weight between these two units. And the difference in those trimmer line heads, you know, that seems to be maybe a 4 or 5 ounce difference. I mean, granted, there could be some difference in the amount of line that's in those two. The line that's in there is just what came with it. I haven't opened it up to see what's in what. So, you know, maybe one's got a whole lot of spool on it and the other one doesn't. I would have thought actually that the speed feed head would have weighed a little bit more just because the head itself looks so much thicker, bigger, and bulkier. But maybe something about the gearing, the metal gearing in the torque head, maybe something about that one just weighs a little bit more. But anyways, so hopefully that helps some people out in making a decision without having to go through the trouble of buying both. You know, I'm already going to be going up in weight, obviously, from my old one. So it's almost like I incrementally get heavier by a pound. But considering that I'm getting into this to use some of these other attachments, the power pole saw cutter, for instance, and the bush cutter, I'm probably going to go with the slightly heavier one because I'd rather have a bit more motor on the back end of some of those other attachments. And it's not like I'm doing this professionally. It's not like I'm out here in the yard every day, and I'm not doing this every day. So, you know, you get out there once a week, once every 2 weeks, once every maybe 3 weeks, you know. It's not like you're putting in a lot of hours carrying it around. Plus, these two, you know, they both come with the attachment to put a harness on, and I've already kind of played around with that, and I like that. So that's definitely going to be a thing, even when I'm using the string trimmer line. I mean, that'd just be nice to take the little bit of weight from it while you're walking from point A to point B for when you're not necessarily using the trimmer. And then when you go to use the trimmer, you know, you're using more of your arms at that point. But yeah. So anyways, like I said, hope this helped somebody out other than myself. Later.